What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, King Havo. It's your boy. You know who I am. You know what I do. And what do we have on screen here? You guys know. You guys know what's going on. If you don't know, well, now you know. So there's been some big news. You guys know who I am, who follow me. You know what I like. You know what I do. I'm a man of the community. I'm a sim gamer. I love sim football, love sim sports. I've been playing a lot of different games, but you know, the football industry and market has been subpar for a long time. And I wanted to do a video because this news dropped and I just wanted to get my voice out there, independent of my game and what I'm doing, you know, just share some thoughts. I'm going to show a little bit of my gameplay here, show a little bit of Canuck plays, Maximum Football, Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2020, and the news dropped today that they're gone, right? They have ceased business. So this is the press release here. I'm going to go ahead and read it right now with you guys. This is from David Winter, the CEO and owner of Canuck Play. And I want to read this and then I'm going to just dive into some thoughts here. I want to share with you guys my thoughts, my opinion, you know, just on everything, on the gaming industry, the football landscape, indie game developers, you know everything that I do. So let's go ahead and dive in here and read this a little bit. Let me just turn this music down just a tad. So, okay, so let's go. So David Winter. Hi, everyone. Now, he released this on the Discord last night, okay, on Wednesday night. And I heard news. The news broke this morning when I woke up. So I said I had to do a video, guys. So he goes, hi, everyone. It's been a while since I posted, but felt it was time to let everyone know what was going on with Canuck Play and Maximum Football. Now, I'm going to interject here. We haven't heard much from Maximum Football. I know their sales have looked lackluster this year. I know EA's got the announcement that they're bringing back the college football game. All right. So there's a lot going on here. I also heard their business guy from Spear Interactive, he dipped. He got out of there, so the writing was on the wall. Things were going bad. I heard some bad stories about the place, some things that I'm not going to mention, but just know that this game was not what everybody thought it was. Let's just put it that way. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. So let's go back. So as of this time, and as many have guessed, development of the title has been suspended, and the company itself has been put on hiatus. Okay, the reasons for this are many, not the least being the month I spent in the hospital after working 7 days a week for months on end. Okay, so we're going to dive into all this stuff. The ability for a small team to keep up with development of such a large and complex title, combined with the never-ending changes in technology in the gaming industry, just make continuing unattainable. Add to that the other larger studios invading our space, and it made little sense to continue. The studio itself has ceased operations, and the IP, game code, etc. is being offered for sale. From a personal perspective, I'm extremely proud of what I accomplished with the title, with the help of others along the way, including the staff that was on site until Ontario lockdowns impacted people's ability to get into the office. For myself, I'm leaving the game industry behind to begin a new career. At age 51, I'm going back to school and will be attending an aerospace college just outside of Toronto. I would like to thank everyone that supported the game and our efforts for the years. David. Okay, so now this dropped last night in his Discord, and like I said, I heard it, and I wanted to dive into some things here. So I'm actually making my own football game. It's called Legend Bowl. If you don't know about it, then you guys need to go check it out. I'll put some gameplay here. This is live gameplay I have recording, CPU versus CPU. There are guys playing leagues, and I bring this up for two reasons. One, because we have a football void here. We got one game in the market. That's the major game. And we have indie developers that have been trying to make something for the past so many years, trying to break into the space. The last AAA title to do it was back when I think Backbreaker was the last one, APF 2K8. and then all the way going back to when we had competition and we had the license. So it's been a long time. It's been over a decade that we've been suffering and dealing with lackluster football games. Now, Doug Flutie came into the picture as Maximum Football, okay? And even before that, I think it had a different name, but that game, Canadian Football, I think it was called, but that game was really just unknown, wasn't very successful, didn't do that much. And then I know that they brought in this guy, this business guru, and he took the game to the next level. They signed different sponsors, different organizations, like, football, people who make football gear and things like that. And then also the big one was Doug Flutie. But they also, I think it was last year, they really, really struck gold because they hit on the Doug Flutie signing and also the void when it came to college football. We don't have a college football game, right? So they hit it. I know that they did pretty well. I know that. Okay. I could just tell from the numbers. I know they did very well. But I also know that they were not improving the gameplay. Okay, these games are 3D games, and Access Football, you're out there as well. You're a 3D game, and I give you guys credit at Access Football. I know you guys are hardcore football fans. I don't know much about Canadian. I don't know how much they were football fans, but that's for another day. Bottom line is, I know that making a 3D football game is not a route that's easily attainable. I mean, AAA studios couldn't do it. Studios with major funding weren't able to do it the best way. 2K was really the only one. Backbreaker had some high quality tech. They had some cool innovations. I think that game could have been something had they kept going. But they ran out of steam. They probably saw the numbers and they were like, you know what? This is not a lucrative business for us to be into. Let's go over to the mobile space. And they did. They made some other mobile, spin-offs from Backbreaker. They made the Tackle Alley. They made other games, and I know they're still around. I'm pretty sure they're still around. Euphoria, and I think that they're still kicking, but they're not making football. And football fans like you guys, I'm talking to you. If you're watching this, you know who I am. You know I'm part of the community. You guys have got to support games, but you got to support what makes sense, okay? And this football game, to me, never made sense. I never bought one title. Even before I started making a game, I never bought one title. I still buy games whether I'm making a game or not, but the point is that I never bought a title for this game. And there's a reason. And the reason was the gameplay being 3D and being limited when it came to animations and when it came to the technology stack that they had and the quality of the video game in a 3D space. When you're looking at the history of football games, okay, you have so many examples of quality football games that did it awesome. The best ever, 2K5, right? The game that's being polished again on the PS, on the PlayStation. The PlayStation, what? PlayStation 2. The emulator, right? People are polishing the textures and they're making the game even better. I mean, I made all my editors. I've done so many things for the 2K community and 2K football, and that game did it the best. But beyond that, there were other AAA titles like NFL Fever, Game Day. There's just so many games, and I can't even remember right now off the top of my head. But I mean, even the other games, like the old school games. I mean, there were other football games that tried to do 3D. There was the Blitz series. There's just a number of games. I'm missing some. I don't know why, but you know the games that were out there, and they had AAA funding behind them. And now you bring a game like this, you look at the gameplay, and I give David a lot of credit for being able to build something on his own with a few pieces and parts that would help here and there, but he did a lot of this on his own, and I give the guy credit. But if you think about what you're making and you think about the history and the competition, it's like, wait a second. You're stepping into a territory that is the wall is so high. It's so high. It's like, boom, you're gonna get hit. Not only that, but you don't have the license. The license is a big deal on top of it. Even if your game is great, look at Backbreaker, look at APF. Their gameplay was pretty solid. They didn't have the license. But the thing is that indie developers like us, we need support. We need support, but you got to support what makes sense to support, right? If the game is doo-doo across the board, why are you going to support it? If it's that horrible, or if you believe in the guy, I mean, if you believe in the company and you believe in the person and you believe in their funding, go for it. You all know what happened with the Gridiron guys. They sold everybody a fake story, right? They sold everybody this dream and people bought into it. People actually took, it's so crazy. It feels so backwards. People actually supported it. I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. People backed it and they didn't have one single character of code. They didn't have one line. They had nothing. No demo, no reel, no game reel, nothing. No demo reel, nothing. They had some images. And those guys were marketing geniuses. But you know what? Marketing is also a very shady business. Like all the commercials we watch, all the things that are out there, advertising, billboards, you name it, you see it. They have even social media, all the ads, all the pop-ups, all the banners that we get, all that stuff is predetermined, and just the psychology behind that and by what it takes for people to be like pushed and to buy something. Like they don't just magically just make sales. Like they put a lot of time and investment and research into what it takes to trigger our psyche to buy something. Okay. So marketing is a very, very, very like laser focused tactic to trigger your mind to buy something. Okay. And some of the best companies do it. You know, some of the most successful companies do it, and they may not be selling you anything great. Okay. I don't know why I got into the marketing. Now I forget where I was going, but the bottom line is that if you're trying to sell a game, you know, that doesn't have the legs that you want it to have, then, you know, you're going to have a hard time selling it, you know, and that's where I was going. The Gridiron guys, they were marketing geniuses. They sold everybody, to me, a dream that didn't happen, didn't come through, right? People invested their hard-earned money in those games, and the game didn't even show anything, okay? Now, when I started making my game, Legend Bowl, I did it because I was sick and tired of the rat race, sick and tired of going to work and dealing with managers that were trash, that were absolute trash, that were people that these were people that were soul suckers and power hungry, and they were insecure as you can believe, and then they were just people that would just take your soul and chew it up and spit it out. And that's a lot of the way corporate America is. And I have a passion for football games. I have a passion for video games. I have my entire life. I used to work at EA Sports. This is something that I've always wanted to do, so I took the plunge and I did it. Now we're talking about 3.5, almost, it's going to be 4 years since I started down this path. And I can tell you it hasn't been easy. I mean, one of the things in this press release here was David Winter talking about being in the hospital, okay, for a month. I can tell you firsthand from somebody who used to work at a regular job and then been doing indie development, it is tough. I mean, it is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And on top of it, you work nonstop. Like, I feel like the last 4 years of my life has been constant work because you're so passionate about it. I mean, that's just part of the deal, you know? And with that, you put out, like, you're just putting all your blood, sweat, and tears into a game, you know? And you spend your nights and your weekends and the time that you would be with your family and time where you're sleeping at night and you wake up and you have an idea or you have a thought or you're communicating with the Discord people in your community, and it's like you're constantly in the loop, and when you're doing it by yourself, it's just like boom. And that's what I think David Winter had a lot of problem with, because he was by himself, but he was also making a game that I think was way too big for what he could actually offer. You know, like, he's making a 3D game, right? He's making a game that is competing against the big boys, right? And I'm going to leave this up for a little bit because I want you guys to take a look and read it if you want to read it again. But, you know, he's making a game that's complex and large and combined with never-ending technology. I mean, he says it in here, just bit by bit. And, you know, you have to think about the reason why I'm making this video is, one, is a reaction to the news, but also the fact that indie developers need support, but it also needs to make sense. And let me go back to this. So the reason why I made Legend Bowl and I didn't make a 3D football game, and I've said this before in videos, I made this game because if you look at this game is not your typical football game. It's not going to look like this. Okay, it's not going to be a 3D model, and yeah, this might look cool, but at the end of the day, you compare this to next gen graphics, it's not there. Not going to cut it. You look at the animations are very, very stiff and rigid. Okay, and there's a limited number of animations, and you see some sloppy things. I think that he did a great job, given the fact that he was one dude. I give him an applause. I mean, a hat goes off to him, right? Now, there are things about him that I know that I'm not going to mention, but, you know, there are things that he really didn't, you know, he wasn't that big of a football guy. Let me just tell you that. He really didn't, you know, he had some things going on, but the bottom line is, I do give him credit for the tech, even though even the tech has problems, but going after a 3D football game, even for the guys like you guys over at Access Football, Danny Jugan, you guys are making your football game as 3D. I didn't want to go 3D. I knew, for me, maybe not for you guys, but for me, I knew that it was a wall I was not going to be able to climb. Okay, so I wanted to make this game. I wanted to make a 2D game. I wanted a game that looks totally different and totally like off the grid when it came to comparing it to a 3D title like Madden. You look at this game and you cannot compare it to Madden. People ask me, is this going to be on mobile? I don't know if it's going to be on mobile, but I didn't make it to be a mobile game. This game is not a mobile game. Mobile games to me are games that when you're sitting at the fast food line or, you know, restaurant, and you're sitting there on a plane, on a train, and you just want to play a quick game and get in and get out. They don't have the depth, they don't have the control system, they don't have the graphics, they don't have the quality, they don't have the immersion. A lot of them don't. There are some games out there that do some things that people enjoy, but mobile games for me are just, ugh, I can't deal with them. Now the Nintendo Switch or the PSP, you know, the Game Boy, those type of things, those things are dope. I get them, go for it. But a mobile game, I don't know. We'll see if it comes out there, but I didn't make this game to be a mobile game. I made this game to be my AAA 3D title, but not 3D, right? And you guys out there, basically, like, the point of this thing is, what are you supporting, right? Are you supporting some illusion, right? Are you supporting a dev that is not really trying to make the best product, right? What are you supporting? You're supporting a bunch of games, a bunch of marketing scams, and, you know, and the football community, I'll tell you guys are tough, man. Like, you guys are so hard to please. Like, I know developers that have tried to make football games, and it's like, we got to wake up, man. We're so, like, some of the people in these communities, some of the like these people, like, I don't know, man. You look at other game, even other industries, you know, like, you look at the support that people get. And I'm not trying to say that I'm not getting some support, because I am. And I do appreciate everybody who supported me. I don't think you should just go out and support a bad quality product, which is why I've been spending so long in this game. I want this game to be top quality. But man, football fans, it's like NFL or bust, you know? 2K or bust. If it's not 2K, you ain't buying it. People want my game to have franchise mode. Do you guys understand how much work it takes to do a franchise mode? And not to do some BS, garbage, single dimensional franchise mode where you're just like, okay, boom, I draft. Okay, boom, you know, recruiting, real quick, in and out, boom, it's done. No. I'm talking about franchise mode. Franchise mode. 2K5 franchise mode. Right? Weekly wrap-up show. Right? Injuries. Right? Some kind of immersion in the game, something that keeps gets a storyline going, right? Like, what's this coach doing? What's this player doing? Maybe maybe off the field issues, maybe some legal issues, right? Things that NFL probably won't do because they don't want to, they don't want to tarnish the brand. They don't want to put a shadow on the brand, but there's so much you could do with franchise mode. And I'm not going to squeeze it in a month. It ain't happening. So my game is going to be season mode. And it's a basic season mode, but you can do a lot. There's stats. All the stats you get in 2K, you get in my game. It's just what it is. That's everything that I pull, everything that I did. A lot of what I did to make my game, I go back to the roots. I go back to what I love, 2K football. A lot of the stuff in there's in this game because that's what I wanted. The control, the game controls, right? The gamepad controls. When you're using your gamepad, look at the configuration. It's 2K. 2K inspired. Look at the stats. 2K. Look at a lot of the injuries. 2K. My blueprint is 2K. That's why making a 3D game wasn't going to happen. You need millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to make that. Not hundreds of thousands, millions. I'm talking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to make a baby game. That's how much it takes. So what does this mean? So Canuck play, you're out. You're out of the game, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad like that you had to go through that. I know you had some successes. You look back and yeah, you did a lot of successful stuff. You're probably the most successful indie developer football guy. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Hats off to you. But did you make the right game? Right? College football was definitely a marketing strategy. I get it. But did you make the right game? I don't think so. Access football, are you making the right game? I don't know, man. I really don't know. You guys are doing your thing and I respect you. Keep going. Keep pushing. Maybe you will. People tell me my game's trash all the time. Oh, your graphics are trash. You're making a pixel game. Trash. It's not 3D. Trash. No franchise mode. Trash. All I keep saying is, Havo, keep pushing. Havo, keep making it better. Havo, it's going to get better. Havo, your expectations are all the way up here. Hit it. Get it. If you don't like the game, it ain't good. If you like the game, it's good. And I've been playing the game. I'm telling you guys. I know. Even some of you guys who bought it or wishlist, check it out. Check it out. If you're waiting for it to go on console, wishlist it on Steam. The gameplay is getting there. I don't know, when I first started playing the game, it wasn't fun. For me, I want top quality. I want MLB The Show. I want 2K basketball. I want 2K football. I want even PGA Tour, the golf club. That game's great. I want that kind of quality. It wasn't there in the beginning. It's still not there now. I'm not a AAA studio. But what I can tell you is that it's fun and it's challenging. And the kicking game means something. And for those of you guys who play it, go check it out. There are guys that are simming. Right now, this is being simmed. It's live. I just push run. Game's live. A bug could come up at any moment. It's been pretty clean. I'm very proud of what I've been able to build. As you can see here, guys are running through. That guy ran through because I had a problem with people bumping into each other, so they got to run through each other there. I don't like that. But you also have to start, picking your priorities. I spend way too much time on that stuff. But everything in this game that happens, you just let it run, and everybody runs across the field. They go from the bench back out to the huddle. You watch this, the referee picks the ball up. He puts the ball down. You can skip all this stuff. You can auto skip it with a setting. Plays are being called right now. Guys are going, the personnel's coming out. The right personnel's coming out. If you're injured or your stamina, we have auto subs now. 2K, auto subs, right? Personnel's out. They're going. We have audibles now. So the teams can audible. Look at the AI here. Look at that block. Look at that guy blocking. Blocking has major improvements. There's the coach right there. There's a lot in this game. And I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not a sales guy. Never been a sales guy. I've done sales and I hated every minute of it. I'm not a sales guy. I'm very, 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 I'm very, what's the word? The word's escaping me. I'm very humble when it comes to, that's the word, humble. I'm very humble when it comes to what I do. I'm in an interview or I'm selling anything. I don't oversell, I undersell. That's just the way I am. I'm not going to sell people things. Look at the blocking downfield. I'm impressed with things like this. Look at the referee get knocked down. Look at the camera guy. There's a lot going on in this game. And the reason why I'm showing you my game, I'm not trying, hear me out here. And if you're still around, it's over 25 minutes now. I'm not making this video because I'm like, oh yeah, Canuck plays out. One more guy to, not, I don't think that way. I know some things about the company. I'm not a huge fan for those reasons. But as far as an indie developer goes, look at Access Football, go out and buy them. Super Mega Baseball, Metalhead Software, buy their game. Those guys are hardcore baseball sports fans. Those guys make a quality product. And they made a 3D game, but it's kind of cartoony. So at least it has a different look. It's not going to be compared to MLB The Show. It just can't be, right? They found a market and they've done very, very well. They have a studio. They have some employees. They're on their they made their third version of the game. They're on their fourth version. I mean, they're a success story, a real success story. They didn't just sign somebody, try to get on them, the college. There's no marketing gimmicks with these guys. Go check them out. Metalhead Software. You want to support, you're a sports fan, you want to support, go buy Super Mega Baseball. I don't care if you play it or not. If you have the money, go buy it. Support them, follow them, like them. My point in this whole thing, the reason why I wanted to make this, like I said, is not to knock David Winter and Canuck Play. I just thought this is an eye-opening opportunity for football fans and sports video game fans. This is an eye-opening opportunity to think about what we do as a community. And when you guys support things, think about what you're supporting, do your research, keep your eyes open, but you guys got to understand that this market is tough. This market is hardcore. The work that it takes to make this, 4 years of my life, full time, right? It takes a lot of work to do this stuff. And I'm not looking for pats on the back or handout. I'm not looking for any of that, accolade, none of that. But you guys got to know the source. There are guys out there in the community that do news, football news, right? Listen to what these guys are doing, right? There are guys out there that just spam and spam and spam and anything that they smell. They just want numbers. They just want to get views. They just find the authentic, hard-working, passionate people. And I'm going to tell you guys that I'm one of those people. And I'm not saying it to sell you. It's just a fact. Look at my history. Look at my channel. Look at what I do. Look at where I came from. Look at what I've sacrificed. I sold my big house. My big house, gone. My nice cars, gone. My wife and my son, we've sacrificed. They've been sacrificing for me, and it's understated how much I appreciate what they've been able to do for me. And then on top of that, on top of all that sacrifice, all the work that it takes, all the time that it takes, and I'm not trying to be Mr. Cool Tough Guy. I'm just telling you guys that it is tough. It's not easy. And when you see a company like this go under, I'm not surprised. The chances are very low. But the community that we have, you guys need to wake up. We need to wake up. Everybody says that look at that interception. Everybody says that they're unhappy with Madden. Are you unhappy? Okay. What are you going to do about it? I don't blame anybody for not buying Maximum Football. I'm going to tell you that right now for a lot of reasons that I'm not going to go into them all. But even Access, you want to buy it, go buy it. I don't think, I'm sorry to say, the gameplay on a 3D football game, if you're an indie developer, I haven't seen anybody do it where it's decent. You guys tell me what this looks like. Look at it. If you're watching this video, look at it. You leave it in the comments. You think this is trash? You think this looks good? You think it looks horrible? What do you think about this game compared to a 3D game? You think it's the right choice? If you're not playing this game, what's What's stopping you? Do you think the graphics are just stopping you? Do you think it's too baby looking? I think you're gonna be surprised. I think you're gonna be surprised. So I'm gonna leave it at this. Go support the right games. If it's my game, do it. If it's another game, go for it. Football community, you guys gotta wake up. If all you're gonna do is support Madden, and all you're gonna do is just forget about other people, go for it. But support the right people. Support the right games. Go buy Super Mega Baseball. Go buy the golf club. Now they're with 2K. They actually made it. They had a community. And I was part of that. I was a beta tester on their first game. They had a community that wanted a golf game. HB Studios is the ones that made that game. HB Studios used to be contracted out to work on the Tiger Woods series from EA Sports and the Roy McIlroy series. I think they worked on that too. But they had a history as a small studio of helping out the AAA big dog. They went out and they made their own game and they hit it big. I'm talking big. They made a quality game, and they made a game that people would enjoy, right? They made a game that's a simulation golf game. That game is hard. Go check it out if you haven't. Hard. Sim. Not perfect, but sim. They get picked up by 2K as a publisher. Now they get picked up by 2K, picked up, swooped up, bought. They sold their company, their game. They sold their game to 2K, but they still work on the game, but it's 2K's game now. Tiger Woods was signed. That's a success story. That's an indie developer success story. Now they were a studio, they were bigger, and they were like a AA. But the community, that community, which I'm a part of, backed the game. They backed the right company. The company made the right product. Metalhead Software, go check them out. If you don't, if you don't know Super Mega Baseball, I don't know where you've been. Success. Great game. And they took years and years to get a franchise. They did season mode. It takes time. Now, what does this mean for me? I wake up today and I'm like, you know what? I thought I was done with the video, but I'm not. 32 minutes. If you're around, thanks. Subscribe, like. More people on here, the better chance of somebody else finding me. I don't know. I wake up thinking, okay, on one side, I know why this happened. On the other side, I'm like, damn, man, like this is the reality of game dev. It's another reminder of how difficult this is, you know, how difficult this career choice is. And the fans, step up, man, step up, you know? But I wake up with mixed emotions. Part of me is like, damn, man, what does this mean for my game? What does this mean for me porting? I want to port it to the console. I want to get this game out to the consoles. You guys know how much money and time and work that is? Thousands of dollars, months and months and months and months of work just to port the game that you're already not, 100%. I won't be satisfied till this game is franchise mode and plays flawlessly. But you gotta cut it. And then I gotta port it. And you wake up and you hear, oh, people don't support, or people, the company's gone under. Like I said, I have my own opinion on why, but it's still a reality. Burned him out to the point where the guy's health. I don't know. My health's probably not the best. Not easy. So anyways, I hate to end on a somber note here, but this is about the indie football community. News that came out today was another reminder that we have a limited number of choices, guys. Don't just put your money and your support into the wrong people. Open your eyes, do your research, like what you like, but support is going to be needed if we want another game. That's the bottom line. But the people got to be making the right game, and the people have to get the right support, and I don't know what to tell you. That's it, guys. That's the news. That's what's going down. I wanted to make this video before I started my day today. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. Enjoy. Keep up with this channel. Keep up with my game. If you want it on console, you gotta go wishlist it. You gotta wishlist it, guys. You have to go wishlist it. I don't care if you got a PC or not. Go on Steam, go on your phone, sign up, wishlist it. We'll see if it gets there. That's my plan. All right. Until next time, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And go Bills. Draft us tomorrow. Peace.